Welcome to Newsline Media TV. I'm your host, Elma Sams, and today we are joined by a remarkable guest, Zachary Kabera, a business expert, a PhD student in organizational management, and also a remarkable individual. So welcome to Newsline Media TV.
Thank you.
Before we get into the serious stuff, I'd like to test your resilience in another way.
Okay.
To our viewers, this is also the amazing author of this amazing book, Unshaken. So I'd like to test your resilience. If you're thrown in an island and you're given an option of picking 3 basic things you need, and Unshaken is not one of them, what would you pick?
3, what and what?
Now that's up to you. What would you pick if you're thrown in an island and you're to pick 3 basic items?
Yes. I think the most elementary things, and very, very important. Number 1 is to ensure that I'm secure. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, just to ensure that I'm secure before anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought you'd say probably something like Wi-Fi, because if it's me, I think of Wi-Fi, coffee, chocolate. So your safety goes first.
My security goes first. And I think that is these other things, they will follow after that. When you are safe, then these other things, they will follow you.
So in your book, Unshaken, we see you emphasize on how important it is to have inner strength. I'd like to know what inspired you to write this book.
Okay. Probably introduce myself first.
Kindly.
So my name is Zachary Kabera. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm an author. And also I'm in the academics. I do teach at the university, I do lecture. And like she has said, I'm also a business consultant. I think that is enough for that. Good. Now we can delve into the issue of why I wrote, why Unshaken.
Wow, yeah, why Unshaken?
Yes. Okay. Unshaken is actually a book that has the message of hope, faith, and resilience. And what has inspired me to write this book is my personal journey. I have gone through hardships, and you will find it in the preface. The hardships I've gone through, let me start with when my father passed on. I was in the university very young. I think I was in the first year or second year of. And my father passed on. I came to realize later that I was just a young boy because I was hardly 24 years. And when he passed on, and I happened to be the only son of my mother, I didn't know how to navigate life. So, and from there, it's like I have my mother, the home needed stability, and I didn't know how to go about it. But nevertheless, I navigated through life. From there, I found a girl in the university, and later we married. And then I had a very difficult father-in-law. This is a man who would call you any name, and he would throw me out of his home. But I had to navigate nevertheless because I loved the daughter, and I had to get married. And of course, that was another challenging stage of life and encounter. Anyway, life went on, and we got along, and I surmounted the challenge, and from there we got children. We got 4 children. Then, in the course of life, when I had thought that, you have mapped out and things are going on well, our second daughter, she was Carol Nyambura. She got a kidney disease. And a kidney disease can throw you off balance, because we didn't know that her kidneys had failed. It was what we call chronic kidney failure. And that threw me off balance and the family off balance, because it's like we had to start dialysis. I didn't know what was dialysis. We had actually almost, it's like we are living in the renal unit at Kenyatta National Hospital. And that was challenging, quite challenging. You don't know what it means, because sometimes, the kid would get some convulsions, she's bleeding all over. And by the way, she was a big girl, she was 16 years. But it's like you have to live by the hospital just near there, because things are happening. Anyway, it was protracted. And then there was a complication, because the mother was blood group A. I am blood group A. The other children are blood group A. And so there was nobody to donate from our family. There was nobody who could donate a kidney to her, because she happened to be blood group O. And by the way, that means A, and A can produce O, and she happened to be that person. So it became a bit challenging when we could not donate a kidney to her. And that is when you realize that actually when you need something, a very vital organ like a kidney, even the relatives, they get away from you, because there are those who have the blood group O, but they could not donate. Anyway, before we could fly her to India, she got a heart attack and she passed on. So that was very challenging for me as a husband and a father. And I remember during her burial, I promised myself that I would write a book. I didn't know what I would write about, but in the course of time, as we went along, the mother also started getting sick, because she was holding on to the child. And she got a first blood clot, then another one, then a third one, then a fourth one was fatal, and she passed on while I was holding her when she was in the hospital. And that is how the reality of this book now dawned on me, that I would write a book. The only thing I didn't know what kind of book would I write. So I've been trusting God that I will write a book, but what book? I didn't want to write my tears. I didn't want to write my pains. I didn't want to write the very challenges that I was passing through. And I was looking for clarity. What do I write? So until I trusted God and the message of the book came, that the lessons you have passed through while going through these challenges, can you put them down so that you can help somebody? I came to realize that people don't know how to handle you when you are going through divorce, when you have lost your job, when you have lost your business, when you have mental illness, when you are rejected. People don't know how to handle you. And that is what this message or this book is all about. It's a message of hope, faith, and resilience. But the lessons and principles I've learned when I didn't have anybody to hold me, when I didn't know how to go about it, I've learned a few lessons. That's why I put this in 300 pages, to make sure that somebody else can benefit.
Your story is so touching, and it's so admirable that you have enough courage to even sit in front of people and talk about it. Because I know many people would still be holding on to the pain, and you chose to turn the pain into something profitable.
Yes.
So that's really beautiful. Might you have any key takeaway that you think people who read this book should not miss getting it from the book?
Yeah. Basically, I think not any. I think the whole of it. Wow. That is why I'm talking about it, because at the end of the day, I think did you ask me who did I read the book for?
Yeah.
I think that is a very good question.
Yeah.
This book is for everybody because either you are in a problem or you are getting from one or you are getting into one. So in other words, at any one time, either you are going through the valley, you're coming from it, or you are in it. So meaning that anybody who is going through hardship, it can be you're grieving over a loss of a loved one, you have lost your business, you have lost your job, you may be, for the young people like you, probably, you all those games, and they are hurting you. Anybody who is hurting and they are going through challenges, this is a book for you. Yeah, I think the takeaway is, I've talked about personal resilience. The resilience is not bought in the shop. I know counselors will tell you be resilient, but it is not just about talking. It's not found there. It's about discovering that through this pain, I have a purpose. I came into this world to serve a purpose that is God ordained. And that is what I'm calling your true north. Your true north is that purpose God created you for. But you see, the hardships we go through, sometimes they distract us from the purpose that God created us for. So the takeaway is, though you are passing through hardships, you are passing through troubles, you are sick, whatever you are going through, at the end of the day, forget about that, but ask yourself, after this, do I know why I am in this world? Do I know why I am here? I think that's a key takeaway.
From what you've mentioned, yes. I've noted you have belief in God, in religion generally.
Yes.
Wow. So
yeah.
I'd like to ask you a question that is a bit religion based.
Okay.
So you believe even through pain and suffering, there is still the existence of a supreme being who is God, who still allows that pain, allows you to go through that pain. Like, from a young person, I would ask myself, why would God let me go through pain while he can just pull away the pain and let me live a happy life?
Yeah.
Do you think there is a reason for the pain?
Yes, I do believe there is a reason. And I will give you some of the lessons I've learned in life. Number one, life is not linear. When I talk about linear, we talk of 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C, D. But then there's something that you discover. You move from A, you go all the way, maybe to Z, not to S. Then you think you're going to proceed to Z. Then all of a sudden you find yourself in B. And then you are confused. You're really wondering what has happened. That is how life is. Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, that is how the life is. You had planned that it will be like this. Then all of a sudden the life drives you like, we call them detours. A detour is a deviation. You're moving along the road, then all of a sudden you see a signboard says diversion. So life is like that. You go like this, then you find a diversion. Whenever you get into a diversion, usually it is a very bumpy place. I mean, not very comfortable. Even when you're driving there, you don't know whether it is safe, but all what you know is that there is a diversion. How you're going to navigate that is another issue. However, when you see a diversion signboard, it means probably there is a construction. Meaning, if you go back there after several days or several years, probably you will find that road has been made. Maybe it was a bridge, or it was a road, whatever, but it has been done. So, when you experience a diversion or a detour in your life, it means there is something that is built in you. God does not waste any experience. I believe in God. And he does not waste any experience. Let me tell you, when I was passing through some of the stuff I've passed through, including grief, including business losses, job losses, and all that, you know, I was just feeling like you. Probably, why me? What have I done? I mean, what wrong have I done? Do I deserve all this? And you know, it's like, well, I trusted. See, thou trust. But in the course of time, when I was writing this book, it was very therapeutic just to go through some of these things and realize that God does not waste any experience. From what I've gone through, probably I would call them scars. Whenever you see a scar, it means there was a wound. And those wounds, they heal. When they heal, they become scars. Scars shine. So that is what I put here. From my wounds, there will be some lessons for you and for those who are going to come after me. And somebody will know that, wait a moment, these issues are not here to kill me. I will overcome. All right? If somebody is going through divorce, which is very painful, if they are going through a protracted disease, like cancer or whatever the problem they are going through, at the end of the day, it will be over and you will have the victory on the other side. That is why the issue of, do you believe there is God? Why can't He release you from this? Yes, I would add this in finishing. You know, the Bible says, it talks of the potter and the clay. And this is what I come to realize, that I'm simply clay in the hands of a potter. And when the potter wants to make an item, they can decide what they're going to do with the clay. They can make whatever the item. And if the potter wanted to make me a channel of hope, if the potter wanted me to become that bridge that can heal, that can make others be delivered, so be it.
So have your personal setbacks shaped your philosophy on resilience?
Sure enough. In fact, I don't know whether you people, you know this a song by, is it Super Wanyika? Matatizo, ndugu yangu matatizo, nimeyazoea. I think one of these Wednesdays we can dance along the railings. Okay? You know, when we were young, Super Wanyika sang about that song. And he said, matatizo yaliponipata, wengi walicheka sana. And they were surprised. In other words, sometimes whenever I get into a place and there are chaos, I'm not really scared by chaos as such, because I know this one will be over. The only thing I need to know, what is the lesson can I learn from here? As simple as that. But you know, when you're wondering, oh, I'll lose a job, or maybe this will happen. No. That one, it's like I'm able to tell you to tender. Did I tell you of my father-in-law?
Yes.
I'm not so sure that even these young men who are here looking at me, there is anybody who would face a father-in-law who is brutal. You know, they come with a spear, they come with pangas and all that. And it's because you have loved the daughter, nothing more. It's just only loving the daughter. And the guy is brutal on you. And then you would run away. I wouldn't. I've never run away. So that is why I'm here.
I wish men of this generation would have such courage, because basically I know right now if my dad scares a guy, yeah, and he's like, I'm going to give you 5 million. It's either you leave my daughter and get the 5 million, yeah, or you fight for her. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the guy would go for the 5 million.
They would. And that is why I'm actually, you know why I went through that? Yeah. So that I can mentor them. And I'm praying that I'll be able to mentor them, hold them. The one who will listen to me and say, oh, it's like, when you go through this, people, you don't give up on your marriage, you don't give up on your life. You don't give up because you don't have a job. You don't give up because things have gone haywire. What you do, you're gonna stick there. Be resilient. Meaning resilience meaning it means actually bouncing back. Even when you fall down, you bounce back, and life continues. You know, when my wife passed on, I was left with 3 children. One was in the university, the other one was in Form 3, the other was in Form 2. And you know, at the end of the day, you can as well assume that you close your eyes and assume you are dead. I told them, let's carry on. You know, because she has run her race, we have our races to run, so we carry on. And what God has purposed for you, you have to get it. It will not be thwarted by her death. I didn't love my wife. I loved her. She was my sweetheart. You know, confident, you know, a close friend. But then she has gone. Now that she has died, I have these children. Should they actually, now we just say, you know, your mother died, you know, and that is why, you know, you cannot continue with education. I thank God. Because they also decided, I think this is good, let us run the race. And today they have finished their universities and they are out there, they are doing their own things, and I thank God for that. So, you know, you're gonna fight for your space, fight for your business, fight for your marriage, fight for that relationship. If God has called you into it, fight for it. That's the way it is. That's the message we have here.
Yeah. I think I'm getting it. I can even connect it to a certain verse from the Bible, which goes, the violent get it by force.
Yes.
So it will not be given to you in some way.
No.
You have to.
Precisely. You know, violent, you know, the Bible says this. From the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffereth violence. And only the violent can get it by force. So there are some things you think that they are going to be brought on a platter. It doesn't work that way. You fight for it. So resilience, by the way, is about fighting for that space. Even when you wake up and you don't feel like rising up, you feel like, I'll give up. The issue is, you promise yourself that tomorrow will be better than today. There is hope. Today I have a bad day. A good day is coming. And that way, that keeps you going.
It's actually really amazing that I'm being able to hear this firsthand. Because, okay, in my time, mostly if I'm going through something, I'll go to social media.
Yeah.
And if I go to social media, I'll find a meme that's saying, probably, if you're going through a hard time, just give up today. You don't have to wait for tomorrow. Yeah. It's over. So hearing this real time, I think it has a lot of impact. Also the fact that I think another lesson that has really stood out for me from you is turning, they say this, turn lemon into lemonade. That's basically what you've done. Yeah. And yeah, I feel it's really inspiring. So do you think this book can also be able to relate to people who are in like business spaces, probably you're facing challenges that are not personal, or you have someone who is undergoing something and you don't know how to handle them? Do you think this can give you an insight on how to handle someone going through a rough time?
Okay. Actually, an idea is being born or birthed in me of taking this book to the next level. As the book circulates, I have a plan of starting a school of resilience, where I want to focus on people who are going through challenges. And these people happen to be you and me, because people are facing challenges in the corporate world. You know, business are going down. People are facing challenges in their personal lives. If some of them they're getting believed, others are losing jobs, others are facing all kinds of challenges, whether sickness, whatever it is. So right now I'm only identifying the target groups, and I want to bring them together. And we share, I've developed some modules based on the principles of this book, where we are able to sit down probably in a period of time and we go through it as, I take them through practical lessons. And these practical lessons is about how do you overcome? Because the overcoming is in you. The best thing I can do is hard hold. And the good thing is I've been through it. Now that I've been through it, the best thing I can do is mentor. The other thing is that I would like also to train some facilitators, people who can take this one further. They can as well train others. So at the end of the day, that is a thing that is coming out of this book. And I believe, even as we sell the book, the major thing is transforming people, transforming generations. Because if I am gone, this book can talk to whoever is left. But before maybe I go, I need to equip other people so that at the end of the day, what God started can continue.
So as a professor and thought leader, how do you see the role of resilience in shaping the next generation in leadership?
Yeah. If you are not resilient, then you die. You give up. So whether we like it or not, as leaders, as the upcoming leaders, the only thing you have is to be resilient. Because life will slap you. Life gives you knocks, hard knocks. No, they don't have those gloves. No, they're hard knocks. When people go to school and they go to the university and all that, they are promised good life. But before long, when you come out here, you realize it is not like so. So you start by looking for a job. Before long, you realize that even that job is not available. And you had a good plan. I'll finish the university. After that, I'll get a job. After that, I'll build a house. After that, I'll buy a car. For you people, you start with cars. Then from there, I'll get married. And after that, I'll get 2 beautiful kids. And for those who may be pets, whatever. But before long, you realize that one is what we call Pharisee, right? Illusion. You know what is illusion? Yeah. It's not there. Life gives you what we call a hard knock. When it gives you those hard knocks, for you to survive, for you to actually forge ahead, you can only be resilient. The issue is, I am here. I'm facing the world. But I also need to show direction. For those who are onlooking, how do I navigate? The only thing is, I have to bounce back. Even when I've been given a knock, I can only bounce back. So thank God that He is a God of second chances. He has given me a second chance. He has given me second chances. He will also give even the young leaders second chances. So when you fall down, please rise again.
Wow. So resilience is the main theme.
Yeah.
So and finally, I would like you to tell our viewers, where can they get a copy of Unshaken?
The copy of Unshaken is available. Number one, I have a few bookstores. One of them is Nuria bookstore in Nairobi. It's available. It's also at all Conference of Churches, or Africa Conference of Churches gift shop, and again in Wayakwe, the book is available. In Thika, there is Bridge Bookshop, it's available. Then I am also distributing it. So if somebody was to get in touch with me, this book is available. We can deliver wherever you are. Meanwhile, we are working on the e-platforms to make sure that it reaches even beyond the borders. Those people in diaspora, we need the book there. So we are working on that. Actually, we launched it on 1st of February. So basically for the last 1 month, it has been circulating. And we want to make sure that it gets to everybody. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mr. Kabera.
Yeah.
Your insights have been very impactful, and we look forward to seeing you more on the space, because we need you because mental awareness is pretty low outside there.
Yes.
And I think Unshaken is the book to go for.
Yeah.
So that's it for today's interview. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, and we look forward to joining us on another segment. Thank you.
Are you a student looking to sharpen your journalism skills and gain real-world experience? Newsline Media offers exciting attachments designed to give you hands-on exposure to the journalism industry. Hone your skills, build your portfolio, and step into the world of media with us. For more information, call 0720 933 350 or visit our website at newsline.co.ke. Newsline Media and Training Agency. Bring your creative idea to life.